Weight has always been a struggle for me. As a kid, I was unable to play sports and never had a social life, which resulted in low self-esteem. Growing up in an Italian family, I was always surrounded by food. Every meal was served family style. It was my comfort, especially when kids at school would pick on me or when I was battling depression. As I got older, I tried multiple diets and lost some weight, but the results were short-lived and the pounds would eventually come back. In 1999, I started my own IT company and felt like I was moving in the right direction, but my size always traveled with me. 12 years ago, at 33 years old, I weighed 550 pounds. This was my rock bottom. It was so bad I couldn't handle small office tasks like squeezing behind counters and couldn't even fit in rental cars. In October 2008, at the suggestion of a colleague, I decided to change my life and got gastric bypass surgery. Initially, doctors told me I couldn't exercise for 4 to 6 weeks, but I started working out after about 10 days. I changed my eating habits as well. I would only eat food from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and all of those had to be healthy and organic, like lean proteins and healthy snack foods. From late 2008 to January 2010, I lost 383 pounds. In the 11 years since my surgery, I've continued working out, restricting my food intake, and have even began to run Spartan races. After living most of my life overweight, I finally feel like I'm in control and am focused on conquering more of my goals.
Well, let's meet him right now. Jose Cordero, come on out.
Jose!
Yes!
Wow.
I hope you feel good.
I feel great.
Oh,
Look, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Welcome on. What do you think when you see those old pictures of yourself?
I couldn't believe that was me.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe that was me. I couldn't believe I was like that all my life.
Let's take it a step at a time. So after your gastric bypass surgery, it was in 2008, you changed your diet, you changed your lifestyle. Let's talk about food first. You actually found that you lost the taste for some of these unhealthy meals. Like a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm gonna miss the cinnamon rolls, I'm gonna miss the fast food. Do you not miss it, or do you just not even want it? Do you not touch it?
I have no interest in it.
No interest.
No taste for it.
And then what about, going from this, can you believe you're a Spartan athlete? I mean, what triggered that?
It was a new obstacle, something challenging. My coach had brought me onto it. He thought I can successfully do Spartan races.
For people who don't know, talk about, I mean, it's a lot. What do you do?
Spartan races are obstacle course racing. You have 25 to 35 obstacles in each race. You run through mud, go through water, and it's a challenging race.
By the way, in that piece, I mean, it sounds like you were ahead of the trend in terms of fasting. You only eat between 7 and 5?
Yes.
Any other rules, any other hard, fast rules that you adhere to now?
Right now, I do not eat any fast food.
No fast food?
No fast food. Before, I used to eat Quiznos a lot. Yeah. Now, I won't touch any fast food at all. Not interested. Just lost taste for it.
You know, as somebody who's part of the fraternity of having a gastric bypass, people kind of come at you and say, well, you cheated. You didn't do it the hard way or the correct way. What do you say to those folks?
I don't think that's true. You're not cheating. You're actually saving your life. You're doing something better for yourself. So whatever you have to tackle to go ahead and do better for yourself, maintain your health, you should do.
There's a part of it that we don't talk about often, which is the self-esteem piece of it. How has your self-esteem changed? You talk about, working and not being able to fit through spaces. How do you feel differently now?
I feel really great. I can do a lot of things I couldn't do. I've engaged in relationships now. I socialize now where before I wouldn't. So I've become more involved in the community, things like that.
And oh, by the way, 5 years ago, I hear you also became a ski instructor, too.
Oh,
yes.
That's right.
Yes, my mentor, my coach, got me on skis. I was scared of the hill. She put me on there, and it was great. I remember going down the first time.
Yeah.
I did fall. I got intimidated, but I got back up.
Amen.
A year and a half later, became a certified ski instructor.
Wow.
That's inspiration.
That's a lesson for everybody. Jose Cordero, thanks so much.
You.
You're welcome.
Thanks for sharing
you.
your story.